Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Well, we're a week before Christmas. Can you believe it? Actually, less than a week. This is Sunday, so a week from yesterday is already Christmas. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. So we're almost to 2022. We have 2 weeks left to this year. For our last color and chat before Christmas, of course, I got to color another Christmas picture. I have not colored out of this Stone Mosaic Book 5 Christmas edition from Belba Family, so I thought we'd color a picture out of here today. And I just picked this one. Kind of looked like maybe some Christmas ornaments on here. So I thought it would be probably kind of colorful. I haven't really looked at the colors in here yet, but let's just start with, are there any number 1s in here? Nope, we have number 2s. I am going to color today with my Taotree markers. And of course, you know me, I have the numbers figured out, so it shouldn't take me too long to grab the ones I want. Number 2 I have as number 37 out of the set. 37, there we go. All right, so let's get into this and let's get talking to what's been going on. 1 minute, I have a little Bella who's been wanting to come in and go out and come in. Now she wanted to come back in. Now she wants to go back out. I'll be right back. Oh, I hate that dog. If I hear her scratching to come back in, guess what? She's staying out there. I know, I'm so mean. All right, number 2s. Let's see, do these fit on the end? Oh, yeah. All right, how is everybody? We are doing okay. I will not lie, it has been a week from hell. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's just, there's been so much going wrong this week. It's a bad time of the year to have things going wrong. Let's see. I do like the black background better than the white. I did a flip through of this book a couple weeks ago. If I think of it, I'll put a link to that flip through video down below in the description. But this book, they do have a white background version and then the black background version. I always like the black background version of books better, with one exception, and that is the Color Questopia books. I don't like the black lines in that case because I like coloring in those lines myself, which, if you've been with my channel for any length of time, you know that, right? But other than that, I do like the black background versions of books. I just think it makes the colors pop a lot more. Plus the fact you don't have to be quite so exact about staying in the lines. Matter of fact, because of that, I probably could get away with using the small chisel tip on here, maybe. Maybe. Let's see. I know a lot of people have these Taotrees, and I think everybody that has them absolutely loves them. The only problem, because they are skinnier, they don't hold quite as much ink as the wider barrel alcohol markers. So yeah, that's one downfall to them. But other than that, they are awesome. I have the, let's see, are they Shuttle Arts, I believe, which are exactly like these, except they have more colors because they have a skin tone set. So I do have those also. I never really did a direct comparison, but I would almost think the colors are probably very similar, except for, you know, the skin tone, the additional skin tone colors. So yeah, overall, the set is bigger. But yeah, otherwise they're the exact same thing. So yeah, what's been going on this week? Let's see, what shall I start with? Let's start with Monday. And we'll kind of work our way through the week. Monday. Yeah, Lisa was being a klutz. I was in the living room and the doorbell rings. So, of course, Bella's going bazonkers, as Bella does. So I go out through the kitchen, go down to the breezeway, which is the door where the doorbell is. And I typically pick up Bella because she's not quite as noisy then if I'm holding her. And I get to the door, and just as I'm opening it, this gentleman in a pickup truck is about ready to go, but he's seen me open the door, so he gets back out of the truck. And here he had just dropped off an envelope that was inadvertently dropped off at his house, was meant for our house. We have that happen a lot here. It was 708 and then his address versus 708 and our street name. So yeah, they do get that mixed up a lot. We get quite a few other people's mail here too. Let's go on to number 5, which is orange red. Number 22 I picked for that. So yeah, he handed me that, and all it is info to fill out. I finally called to make an appointment to have a checkup. I haven't had a checkup in probably, I don't know, 7-8 years. So anyhow, so I'm hanging on to Bella, hanging on to that envelope, and I was looking at it to see, you know, where it was from. Looking back down the breezeway. We have a long breezeway then to our kitchen door. And Bella's squirming in my arms because she wanted to get down. So I was going to get to the kitchen door and then let her down. So I'm not watching where I'm walking. And as I am quickly walking through, I bring my left foot forward. I have a bench in that breezeway that you can sit down on and change your shoes. And if you lift the lid up, there's storage in there. I have all scarves and hats and mittens and things in there. I bring my left foot forward and smash it right into the leg of that bench. Oh my gosh, you talk about excruciating pain. I think I broke at least 2 of the toes on my left foot. I don't think the third one was. I think it's just sprained or jammed or something, but I'm pretty sure at least the baby one, the little one for sure, and I suspect the second one too. I mean, it doesn't pay to go in and have it checked out for sure because what can they do for broken toes? Not much. Couldn't you just picture a little bitty cast put on each little toe? Yeah, there's not much they can do. I know when I was young, my older sister broke her big toe. And even for a big toe, there's, you know, not much they can do. All they had her do was wear a shoe of hers that was good and worn in. You know, it was conformed to her feet real well. And she had to wear that like 24/7 unless she was taking a shower or bath or something. But that way, the toe would heal straight, or at least the way it was. So yeah, there's just not much they can do for toes. So I didn't bother going in at all. Like I said, can't do anything anyhow. The only thing that would come of it is, yeah, you'd know whether they're broke or not, but doesn't matter, they still hurt. It still hurts. Now, that was last Sunday, so that was a week ago, and I'm still hobbling around. It hurts halfway up my foot on top. It even hurts on the bottom of my foot, partially up my foot. So, yeah, did something good and nasty to him anyhow. So, yeah, I'm hobbling around. It is getting better slowly, day by day. They are feeling better today than they were last weekend, that's for sure. So, guess it'll just take time to heal, but it's just bad time of the year for being a klutz, you know? So, yeah, needless to say, Bella did get put down. And I'm going, well, I guess I won't say what I truly said. There were a few choice words said. But it was more of the, oh, damn, that hurt type of thing. Oh, yeah, that brought tears to the eyes, boy, I tell you. So, yeah, that happened. And then just a little while later, because that was like, oh, I don't know, maybe 10-ish in the morning already. Little while later, I get a call from Heather, my daughter, and if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I used to babysit her kids, my grandkids, full-time. And then when Maddie started kindergarten full-time, she elected to put Levi, the 2-year-old, into daycare full-time. So I do not babysit them anymore. Well, I've had to watch Maddie a couple of times already due to kids in her class coming down with COVID. And yes, another, I think it was a little girl in her class, tested positive. And, you know, I know the symptoms so closely mimic that of a cold or, you know, things like that. And kids just do come down with colds, and especially this time of year. So this little girl had had symptoms for quite a while, I guess. And her parents didn't take her in to get tested. And like Heather said, you know, if my kid seemed to have a cold, you probably wouldn't take that child in right away for testing. But I guess after this little girl had symptoms for like a week, they finally took her in, and yes, here she had COVID. So Maddie only had to be out for like a week rather than the 10 days because of, well, she wasn't even with me for a week because I think it's 10 days from the date that other child first presents with symptoms. So, but Maddie had also had a slight fever and wasn't feeling good for a little bit. So Heather thought, I am going to take her in for a rapid test. They actually have a pharmacy up in Tomahawk, which is much smaller than here. Our bigger city near us, and yet their pharmacy, you can take somebody in, you can go in to get tested, and you get the results in 15 minutes. We don't have that around here at all. So she did, let me start with number 9 here, which is pink, and I picked out $198 for that. So Heather did opt to just play it on the safe side, which I'm glad she did. Took her in for the rapid testing, and she did test negative. So I had little Miss Maddie all week. So, of course, they had their virtual learning again. Now, on Monday, of course, her teacher didn't have a chance to get videos recorded and assignments up on their system, because all the kids have iPads, of course, in this day and age. So, I first had to do schooling with her starting Tuesday morning. So, yeah, I was doing that all week. And Heather was going to be taking off on Friday just to get some things done around home. Well, here she had too many other people off on Friday, so she opted to take off Thursday. So I thought, oh good, you know, a day off, I can get some things done. I got some recording done. But it's a good thing she took Thursday off. It turned out that there was no school on Thursday anyhow, because we had a horrendous windstorm and tornadoes and a thunderstorm. It was unreal weather, and I'm sure everybody across the country, and maybe even from other countries, have heard of our really strange weather. We hit 60 or 61 degrees on Wednesday. I mean, it was unreal. You know, Tuesday morning we were below zero. And then, you know, a couple days later it was last Tuesday, because I know it wasn't within a 24-hour time period. But yeah, in the not so recent past, we were below zero, and then Wednesday we hit 60 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, we broke records that day. But along with that warm front came horrendous winds. Oh my gosh. And they started picking up throughout the day. Was it now Tuesday night or Wednesday night, or, you know, early morning hours? Wednesday. It was Wednesday. And then, so Wednesday night, overnight, we had such strong howling winds. It was unreal. I think some places throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin had over 80, 90 mile an hour winds. Some of them were so strong they would have been the same as Category 1 hurricanes. And then there were a number of tornadoes. All this, suffice it to say, I guess to make a long story short, our shed got blown right off its foundation. Yeah, it was a big, crumpled up metal mess. And this was on the west side of our house. The winds were blowing straight to the north, so it blew it against the west side of our house. Hopefully there's no damage there. I don't think, as far as we could see, there was. Don't know about the air conditioner, because it blew it into the outside central air conditioning unit, which was old anyhow, but it did work. Bob doesn't seem to think it was damaged, though. But yeah, the shed itself is a total loss. So, yeah. Thank heavens we have a lilac bush right to the north of that shed. So when that shed blew off, it blew into the lilac bush. Because if that lilac bush wasn't there, it would have blown farther north into our neighbor's driveway, and their car is parked right there. And it would have blown right into their car. And these are our neighbors that are kind of crabby. They will not smile at you for nothing. You could wave your hand and say hi. They'll look the other way and just walk away. Yeah, they're not the friendliest people in the world. It's an older couple, I would say, in their 70s maybe. But yeah, they just not friendly people. So I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we didn't hit the car. Number 10 is Scarlet. 15. So Bob did go over and talk to them, though. went and knocked on their door, explained the situation, and said, you know, you may want to move your car out of the driveway and onto the street just in case, because on Thursday the winds were still howling. We didn't have quite the wind gusts that we had throughout Wednesday night and Thursday morning, but it was still really windy. So just, yeah, wanted to make sure. Didn't I say it was on, yeah, number 10. I see I missed a 9 up there. Oh, well. Yeah, they weren't quite as windy, but it was, yeah, still windy. So Bob wanted to make sure that, you know, the shed didn't blow into their driveway. That's all we would have needed. So I did call our homeowners insurance. And they started a claim. You know, I said it did hit the side of the house, but it didn't look like the siding or anything was damaged. So they're starting up, you know, the claim, gave me a claim number. I said I wanted to make sure this was covered. I believe that when I had the homeowners policy drawn up, that I did have them include external buildings. You know, typically they're included, but you never know. Unfortunately, we have a $4,000 deductible, so I told her, I said, if that's the case, I don't think it even pays to continue on with the claim then. I don't see any other 10s. And she said, well, let's see, number 11 is red. I have number 5 for that. She said it probably would be a good idea to continue on with the claim just in case there is damage to the siding, or these are small. I think I'm going to use the small tip. Or the air conditioning unit, or he probably will go up onto the roof just to make sure there's no shingle damage or chimney damage, things that we may not have looked at. So I said, well, you know, okay. I guess better be safe than sorry. And if it ends up where, you know, it's just deemed the shed itself is a total loss and the damage amount doesn't exceed the amount of our deductible, well, then they'll just close the claim. So I went out, and now remember, I have some really ouchy toes yet. So I did manage to put, I can't get a shoe on yet, but I did have these. They're not slippers, they're just, I don't know, there's a name for them. They're just slide on and offs. They're like slippers, but they just slide on and off, and they have a bottom, a sole that's hard. You can wear them outside. I don't know what they're called. Anyhow, so I slid those on. They're nice and stretched out and everything, so put my winter coat on because it's very windy and cold, and put a hat on, and I go out there, and I did take pictures of it from all angles, and I went all the way around and took a video so that I can give that to the adjuster when he comes. Because, you know, they said, you know, you can remove the contents. I wasn't much good for this, but did rearrange the garage enough. And then Bob brought over, we had the kids' wagon in the shed, one of those Red Ryder wagons. And Bob stacked a bunch of stuff on there and just kept bringing stuff over into the garage. And we just stacked as much stuff up as high as we could go. And yeah, we actually still have both the cars in there because Bob was going to park outside the garage. And I said, well, you know, if anybody should be having their vehicle outside, it should be mine. You know, I don't leave every day. He does. And I said, or if you want to park yours outside and put everything, you know, stack everything on that side of the garage and just take my car to work. Well, he just, you know, he wanted to fit, let's go to 14, light blue 76. He wanted to, you know, for some reason, get everything packed into the garage to still allow both of us to park in there. I think I can get this with these. So, yeah, like I said, I helped as much as I could and managed to rearrange stuff and stack stuff up where we did get everything in the garage, or I should say more he did. And he can still, it's a good thing he has a short little car. That's all I can say, because his car is so smashed in there, but there is room. There's maybe 2 inches behind the back of his car and where the garage door comes down. So yeah, there's a little bit of room, but he can get his car in at least. And there's maybe 1 inch in front of the nose of his car before the stuff from the shed starts. So it's all in the garage. It actually fit. A couple of the things that were just plastic, like the plastic slide, the Little Tikes slide that I have for the kids, got put on the side of the garage where the wind can't get at it, but yet the winter shouldn't hurt it much at all. You know, things like that. Oh, there's some 11s. What was 11? Red. I'll go back and get those. As I'm talking, I don't look for the numbers too hard, as you can tell. No biggie. Anyhow, so yeah, a few things got left outside, but the vast majority of the things, some things got taken in the basement, but of course didn't want to be hauling everything down in the basement. So poor Bob, he stayed home from work on Thursday then, of course. And are we done with 14s? No, we have some 14s down here. But I seem to be low on blood sugar. I can tell because I'm shaking now and I can feel myself getting real hot. So I'm going to go get a little something to eat, and I'll be right back and we will continue on with this. All right, I'm back. I think I'm better. I thought I was better. Walked into the kitchen. I'm like, nope. Better go sit down for a bit yet. Oy, oy, oy. Didn't I say we had more to do? Yeah, down here. Okay. All right. Where was I? Complaining about something, right? I know I was on the shed. Yeah, how we got everything in the garage, I think, is what I was talking about. Now, the adjuster did say it was okay to, you know, put this stuff in the shed because we were supposed to get snow. And, of course, we didn't want anything from the shed blowing around. Nothing really inside the shed got damaged, thank heavens, except for I have a pair of really cute, big ceramic deer to put out on the lawn. They're lawn ornaments, I guess you'd say. A buck and a doe, and one of the horns on the buck got broke off. I'm shocked both of them didn't, because the buck got pushed forward and onto its head. But yeah, only one of the horns got broke off. So Bob figures he can glue that. But the adjuster wrote it down when she asked if anything was damaged inside the shed, and I just said that. But yeah, she wrote it down anyhow. I suppose they have to. It's not like it's worth millions or anything, but... All right, let's go on to 15, which is regular blue. I have number 70 down for that. So, yeah, he wanted to, the adjuster himself wanted us to leave the shed as is till he could come and see it. Well, I'm assuming we'd have some 15s, maybe not. Oh yeah, we do. These are little too. I'm going to use the other one. But then it was going to be a day or two before he even called to schedule an appointment to come out and look. And he did call the next day, but it's going to be another day or two, or it was going to be another good day before the adjuster himself called to schedule the appointment. First, and I mean, there were like 3 different people that contacted me before I finally got a date. And this inspector, whatever they call him, isn't actually coming until, what was it, the 28th or something? It's after Christmas. There was no way Bob was going to leave that shed there that long, because he wanted to immediately on Thursday start tearing it apart. And I said, we're not supposed to. Well, I don't want to leave it like that. I go, I know, but... So, yesterday he was out there. He took all the rivets out, took all the metal panels and stuff apart, and, yep, tore it all apart. So, I'm glad I got pictures of everything to show the inspector or whatever, and now Bella wants to go back out. Oh my gosh, that dog, I swear. Just a minute. I'm not even going to bother pausing. I'm just going to go over here and let her out quick. Good heavens, doggy. Now I suppose she'll want to come back in a little bit. Told you, in and out, in and out. Packer game's on. I suppose she wants to go watch the Packer game. Let me know how they're doing, Bella. So yeah, he had it all tore apart. He knew his sister has a neighbor, and this guy's son collects scrap metal and takes it in and, you know, gets paid for any scrap metal per pound that he takes in. And it's just his pocket money. So Bob called them up and, you know, he said it's all tore apart. It's just in a nice pile there. All you got to do is bring the pickup and we'll load it up. So that night yet, they came and loaded all the metal up, and so all that's left there now is the foundation. So that's all I guess the adjuster's going to see when he comes. I mean, they can't really expect us to have left that shed like that for that length of time. Okay, we have more 11s in here, that red. But let's go on to 17, and that's light green, which I have as 46. So, yeah, that happened. Bella heard the thunder for the thunderstorms, and she looked at me like, Mama, what the hell? I thought it was December. We had a bunch of snow. But with that warm weather, of course, because we had, you know, those 2 snowstorms where we got like 1/2 foot of snow each. So we had quite a bit of snow. Not anymore. Technically, we won't be even having a white Christmas because you have to have at least, is it 1 inch or 2 inches of snow on the ground to really classify as a white Christmas. Didn't even know there was an official thing. But we had a dusting of snow, so yesterday, but it really, I guess, isn't enough to classify as a white Christmas yet. Who would have thought, after all the snow we had gotten, we thought for sure we'd have a white Christmas. The ground is pretty much covered, though, so to me it's a white Christmas. Better than some of the Christmases we've had where there's not a lick of snow. So yeah, crazy weather everywhere, but at least, you know, we didn't have those dangerous, deadly tornadoes and storms like Kentucky and the others had. So, I mean, we still have to count our lucky stars that all we lost was a shed. That can be replaced. You know, nobody was hurt, nothing major was affected. There was a lot of trees and stuff. Now we had trees down in town too. The crew was out. They had streets closed. The street right down from us was closed because they were cutting up and getting a tree out from across, you know, it was across the road. The street, I should say. So yeah, there were trees and stuff down, but the great big Christmas tree in downtown Wausau got blew over. Shock, shock. I mean, that was kind of a given. But, yeah, like I said, pretty minor stuff compared to other parts of the country that are still suffering so much. So, that's the good side of it. You know, you have to look at the positive, right? And Bob wanted to get the flooring, the subflooring in that shed replaced. And, you know, because the wood part of it, some of it was rotting in places. So I guess he'll get his wish. He'll be able to replace that. So I don't know what kind of shed we're going to end up putting up. But 16 is dark blue, 71. So, you know, that won't happen until next summer. So our garage is going to be packed for a while. Quite a while, like half a year. Yeah. But anywho. So that happened. Let's see, what else? Oh, update on my sister Kathy. If you've been with my channel for a little while, I've kind of made an announcement that my sister found out she has liver cancer. She's been going through a lot of testing to see how the rest, you know, of her health is. We have, you know, they have to determine all of that before they can see how they're going to go forward with her treatment. Let's go to 18, which is green. So they were going to, what did I say? Dark green? No, green, 54. So they were going to do a colonoscopy, you know, those fun tests. And before they did that, however, they wanted to do an EKG and things just to make sure everything with her heart and everything was okay. And that came back not good. Oh, this poor girl. Her EKG showed that she had had a heart attack in the not too recent past. So they had to put the colonoscopy, of course, on hold until they could do further testing into that. And she just got the results back on that. Here she has an artery that's 80% blocked. 80%. So needless to say, her whole cancer treatment plan is on hold. To say she is upset is an understatement, which I don't know how she's keeping it together, to tell you the truth. I really don't. And they are going to go in and try to put a stent in. They're hoping, you know, a stent will do it. But if it doesn't, that means open heart surgery and a bypass. So, not sure when. I don't think it's scheduled yet when they're going to do the stent. But like I said, it's just been one thing after another for her. You know, and in the meantime, her cancer treatment's being put on hold, meaning this tumor can continue to grow. When they found it, it was pretty small. But, you know, and it doesn't sound like it's a fast-growing tumor, thank heavens. So hopefully by the time they do get around to treating it, that it won't have grown too much. But I guess that all depends on how all the rest of her testing does. And with the way her luck has been going. Oh, so, you know, not only physically am I worried about her, but psychologically too. This has to be all taking such a toll on her. Well, and her husband and kids. Well, kid. She has one daughter. And a stepdaughter. But, yeah, so, you know, of course that wasn't good news. So, hopefully we'll find out something in the near future in that regard. What other happy news? Sorry this is such a downer of a coloring chat. I guess I have a lot on my mind. There's just been not such good stuff happening. Let's get on to Christmas. Who's all ready for Christmas? I know I'm not. I haven't started wrapping, which I'm usually done by now. I have just been so horrifically tired. I don't know. Let's go back to the 11th, because then all we'll have left is the black around the outside. And red was 15. I cannot stay awake to save my soul. Like this morning, I get up at, what was it, 7? Which, in the first place, is kind of late for me. By like 10 o'clock, I gotta lay back down and I gotta lay in my chair. And I couldn't keep my eyes open. And that's kind of how it's been all week. Most days I take not just one, but 2 naps. And, you know, I'm so looking forward usually to getting the tree up and the decorations. And, you know, like I said, I love wrapping presents. And, yeah, I had to force myself to get the tree up this year. Just not into it. And I don't know, you know, maybe it has to do with my depression, you know, kind of rearing its ugly head. Let's do that pink 198. Because I know a lot of the symptoms of depression are, you know, lack of interest in your normal things and tiredness, you know. Even anxiety, you know, can manifest in different ways, right? 19 is dark green. 52. So I guess, maybe it's that, and this time of the year, it's more stressful anyhow. And then with, everything going on right now, so many things going wrong right now. Let's see, we got some greens down here. That, maybe it is just some of that, I guess. But like I said, I did finally make an appointment to have a checkup. I really want to get my thyroid checked because I did have hypothyroidism for years. And I was on medication for that. I have an automatic mail system that, automatically sends me my meds. I think all we have left is black now. Well, my prescription ran out, so they contacted my doctor. Nope, forgot another pink. Jeepers, Jones. 198 again. So they never received a response back from them. And I never called them. So I have been off my levothyroxine now for quite a while. And so I'm really wondering if this extreme tiredness is maybe due to my thyroid. Because that's a pretty classic symptom. And just some other things that have kind of been happening and stuff. It just, seems like it could all be related to my thyroid. And this is getting a little dried out. I have some spare Ohuhu black brush tips that you can order. And I'm going to go get one of those. One more. Already. You can order spare Ohuhu markers on their website. So I ordered a bunch of blacks because I go through black so much. And you know how I love my Ohuhu brush markers. They do really last a long time. I could replace the ink in there, and I think I may do that with my Copic ink though, so. But I may just put one of these in the Taotree case. This looks kind of funny against the black background because, of course, this black ink is so much darker than the black of the paper. The black of the paper is always more of a dark gray than a black. So you're definitely going to see these black images as you color them in, these shapes I should say. So I'm going to try to outline them as best I can so that they're still going to look like stones. So yeah, I don't go and see the doctor though until January. And there's a number of things I want to talk to her about. And then I've been putting off a mammogram for so long. I should go in for one of those. It's probably been, oh my gosh, I don't know. Don't yell. I can hear you guys from here. I mean, it's probably been 10 years since I had a mammogram. I know it was before I had my gastric bypass and before I lost all this weight. I always joke there's nothing there to test now. It's going to be hard to have a mammogram now. Didn't have much there to begin with. Now with losing all the weight, it's like, yeah. Okay. Have fun. So not looking forward to that, but it's not that bad, I know. So yeah, I'm gonna have that done, just get all tested out. That way I'll know I'm all healthy. Oh, Bob's been having just a few problems. It's that ongoing cough that's driving him crazy. And I finally convinced him to call in about it. Speaking of coughs, I'm going to cough for a minute. And then of course I got to sneeze too. Wouldn't want to do that in your ear. You know, and I have this cough too. It's this dry tickle. And Bob says, yes, that is exactly what his is. And I'm trying to think when my cough, the dry cough like that, that tickle, started. And when his started. Because you know that the air quality in your house can really, you know, play havoc on your health. And I'm like, you know, did any of this start since we moved to this house? You know, should we have the air tested in this house? I know it's not radon. We have a lot of problems with radon in this area because the bedrock in a lot of areas in Wisconsin is all granite. Radon is notorious for coming from granite. And if you know radon, you know, at all, it can cause cancer. So there's a lot of places with radon, they're called radon mitigation systems in the basements of homes around here. And when I bought my previous house to this, and I had the inspection done, the radon was high. And so I put a offer in on the house, but I said this, and this would have to be fixed, and a radon mitigation system put in before I would buy it. So they did do that. And when we bought this house, there was already a radon mitigation system in here, which is just a continuous flow that sucks air from the basement and pumps it outside and brings in fresh air from the outside so that there's no stagnant, you know, air down in there in the basement that seeps up into your house. So it works to get any contaminants, especially radon, out of your house. But there's lots of other things that could, you know, still be causing, you know, they call it indoor air pollution. And yeah, that can really affect you. I said, I wonder if that has anything to do with, I wake up in the morning and my sinuses are just pounding, and I'm sure that's why many mornings I wake up with a headache. And as soon as I sit up, of course, the sinuses start draining a lot of times, but still, you know, so I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. But I think I may ask my doctor about that too, if she feels it would pay to have somebody come in and test the quality of our air. I have no idea how much that would be, but I guess it would be worth the price. Even if it showed, you know, the air quality was fine, at least we would know that and we'd have peace of mind, right? Doesn't that look funny? The black on here versus the, you know, I'm sure it would look totally different, you know, on this version, you know, because you'd have the white in between. But with the black background, yeah, really looks different. So, yeah, there's that. But Bob he went in for a swallow test to see if the stent in his esophagus is okay, and if, you know, how the hole is doing in his esophagus, and it seems to be doing okay. So they feel the cough, you know, at least what they could tell from that swallow test. Now that doesn't show everything. So they are electing to go in and do yet another endoscopy. And boy, I don't know how many of those he's had already. It's got to be over like 15 by now. And he's due for colonoscopy too. He says, yeah, they've been bugging me about that. So they're going to do both at the same time, which is nice. He'll only have to go under once. And that is the 29th. He goes in for that. So I'll have to take him in for that. And that's a Friday. So I think it's 29th. It's the Friday after Christmas anyhow. And, or is it no, it must be the 31st, because I was thinking, good thing we don't do anything for New Year's Eve. So it must be, I don't know. Anyhow. So yeah, they can do both at the same time. He took or I'm assuming he's taken Thursday off too, because, you know, you got the yuckiest part of a colonoscopy is the prep, right? Yes, I told him he might as well sleep in the bathroom that night. And they told him no meat for, what was it, 2 days before? I said, you know, that makes sense because, you know, meat takes so much longer to digest. But boy, I don't remember ever being told, well, I've only had one colonoscopy so far, but I don't remember ever being told that. Have any of you that have had a colonoscopy done, have you ever been told you can't have meat? Yeah, so I'll be making just some vegetarian type meals for a couple days. No biggie. I'm not a huge meat eater anyhow. So, you know, we have a lot of just hamburger or chicken, fish, not a beef eater. So yeah, that is the update on Bob and my sister. And then the last thing I was going to talk about is my laptop being down. I can't win. Let's do a little bit more chatting. I'll go on to this one. And then I'll finish this one on my own. Okay, let's start out with peach 26. 26. I think this is the one I have a hard time finding. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I record last weekend, right? Like I always do. And we had, I don't know if you listened to my last color and chat, we were rearranging our living room. So my laptop got unplugged for, you know, quite a length of time. I access my laptop on my iPad. And, you know, I got everything rehooked up after we got everything switched around. And I go on my iPad to access my laptop after recording last weekend, and I can't log in. It says there's an error. Well, usually that means that my laptop shuts off, even though I have it set to always be on. So I go in, I'm like, oh, okay, I just, you know, got to get it turned back on, reboot it. No. There is an error trying to boot up my computer. Do this to, you know, have the computer, the software automatically fix and repair the error and continue on to Windows. I'm like, oh, okay. So I hit that. Nope. It goes right back to the same screen. So I go into advanced settings, because at this point in time, I'm not even into Windows yet. It hasn't even gotten to the point of booting up Windows. And I go into the advanced options, and you can, I forgot the option that I picked. But you have to put in your whole recovery key. If you've ever had to put in the recovery key for Windows, you know it's a humongously long number and letters. You know, like 100 characters. No, just kidding. Must be like, what, 20 or something, though. It's long. So type that whole thing in, brings it up. I try to do some recovery in there. Nope. No matter what I try, it cannot repair itself. So I'm like, oh, great. Great. Now what am I going to do? You know, I'm going to have to call Microsoft, but I got to get these videos uploaded. And so I'm, oh my gosh, you know. Or I could take it to Best Buy, have them look at it. But of course, you got to make an appointment for that. And so, especially at this time of the year, I know I wouldn't get in for a while. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Let's see, what else? Well, bought this Hewlett-Packard laptop about 1.5 years ago because my other one, which was a Dell laptop, for some reason the screen went black, and I could hear the computer itself booting just fine and everything, but the screen was black, and again, no matter what I did, I couldn't get that screen to work. And I was just at my wit's end. Yeah, this was a while ago. Like I said, I think about 1.5 years ago. And I'm tearfully looking at Bob. I said, there's a Hewlett-Packard on sale right now at Best Buy. He says, can we go get a new computer? So, long story short, we ended up running in, got this Hewlett-Packard. It's going to be an owl or something, huh? And so, yeah, I've been using the Hewlett-Packard. I got Windows Pro, and that's how I can connect my iPad wirelessly, of course, to my laptop. With Windows Pro, you can share. So I opted to get the Windows Pro. Number 10, that was that Scarlet, yeah, which was 15 on the end here. So now, of course, because I'm on my older laptop, because I thought, okay, I'm going to try my old one. First, I had to find it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I packed that up from the old house. Where did I put it when I unpacked? Heaven only knows. I'm like, okay, most logical place would be up in my closet. Ding, 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 ding. That's where it was. Yay. So, at least found that. Bring it down. Actually had the power adapter with it. Yay. Wow. Usually, you know, they're never with it. So, yeah, brought it downstairs, plugged it in. Would you believe the screen worked? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, there's something going right here. Yay! So, booted it up. It booted up fine. Of course, everything was majorly outdated. I had to re-log in to everything. Try to remember passwords. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Those were number 5s. Orange, red. Is that what I was? Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 10 Scarlet, not 5. Oh well. Oh well. Such is life. It's a colorful owl anyhow. I'm not doing too good on this picture. I should have left well enough alone. But yeah, booted it up, so I can't use my iPad right now for everything, but at least I have a laptop that is working. I can copy the stuff over from my phone onto it. My one big problem, didn't even think about this until I was thinking about the color and chat today. I was going to color out of the newer circulism Christmas book. Well, guess what? I was typing up all of my charts like this that shows what color, for which book and what coloring medium. I was typing them all up so I could print them out and get them into my little binder. So as I was typing them up, I was throwing the sheets away. Guess which computer those are all on? Yeah. So I was limited to coloring in a book that I didn't already have the little chart typed up and already in my book. But all the circulism ones were newer and just typed up. They're not printed yet. So, yeah, got to get that other computer up and running. I'm going to see if it is backed up somewhere. I know all my stuff on my phone always gets backed up into iCloud. But yeah, I'm going to double check backups from my computer and just see what's out there, because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to sit on the phone and probably talk with Microsoft forever. I don't know, because I got to call Verizon back. My phone's still haywire. When I make a call or somebody calls me, it just constantly cuts in and out. I can only hear half of what the person says, and this has been going on back and forth for half a year now, I think. They were supposed to send me a new data extender, and I think they sent me the exact same one they sent me previously that didn't do anything. I would get an error. So when I called them last time, I was on the phone for half the day with them. So I'm not looking forward to having to call them back. And with this next week being the last week before Christmas, I don't think either place is getting called until after Christmas. I don't have the energy or mentally or physically to call them right now. So it's going to have to wait. Seeing as how I do have thank heavens, a working laptop that I can use right now. That will be good enough for now. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that something is going to be able to be done, and I'm not going to have that whole hard drive formatted, because I would lose everything. Oh, that would be horrible. So, boy, yeah, that was really a bummer of a color chart. I'm going to zoom back out. But yeah, I at least, on the good side, I do have my other laptop up and working. Yay! I was so ecstatic. I'm like, oh my gosh. Ah, something went right. Yay! So that was a good thing. We'll end on that good note. Also on Christmas. Like I said, how many of you have everything done, and how many of you are scrambling this last week? Do you have all your Christmas decorations up? I know my daughter, she's getting their tree this weekend. My oldest daughter works for FedEx, and they have been putting in 14 to 16 hour days. On their trucks, they have like 300 and some packages a day to deliver. Yeah, that one night she finally called it quits. It was after 7 o'clock at night, and she had been on the road for over 12 hours. So she hasn't had a chance to wrap any of her presents either. So she's going to drop them off by me. I'm going to be her Santa's helper this year. She hasn't even had a chance to buy them all yet. So I go, oh, when are you going to have a chance to do that then? She goes, Amazon. So I told her she could just have them shipped straight here, and then she wouldn't have to bother bringing them here. But yeah, she's going to drop it. She has about half of them. She's going to drop them off, and I'm going to wrap them for her and just try to help her out a little bit as much as I can anyhow. So yeah, we'll end on that good note of Christmas coming up next weekend. So yeah, this is our last color and chat before Christmas. With next Sunday, when I normally do my color and chats being the day after Christmas, I'm not going to guarantee that I will have a color and chat next weekend. I would like to, seeing as how it would be the last one for the year. Because, well, if I don't get it done on Sunday, maybe I could get it done sometime during the week, so we could have one more color and chat for 2021. I would like to have one more, anyhow, for the year, just to kind of close out the year. And I, will have my 2 year-end monthly videos to do. Year-end monthly? I just realized what I said. My end of the month videos to do anyhow, so maybe when I record those, I can record a color and chat also, even if it's a shorter one. So yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear. Kind of hard to say around the holidays, right? So, from me to you, I wish all of you, your friends, your family, your extended family, your pets, everybody, a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday that you celebrate, I wish to you. And yeah, I hope everything is very happy for you at this time of year, even for those of you who are alone at this time of year. There's going to be lots of activities going on YouTube. I know if you're into diamond painting, there is going to be a 48-hour marathon of people putting up 1-hour diamond painting and chat. So if you're interested in that, you can pop on over to YouTube. And I'm sure there's going to be similar types of things for color tubers also. So, just keep your spirits up, do things that you love, take care of yourself, get yourself immersed in coloring or diamond painting or other craft. And, try to keep yourself busy too. So, very Merry Christmas to you all, and I will talk to you next time. I hope you enjoyed the color and chat. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody has had a terrific weekend, and as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.